Hi everybody, welcome back to Healing with Love. So today we're doing a twin flame synchronicity reading because I have been guided to do one. A lot of twin flames have been reaching out to me lately, and I have a feeling that another round are uniting. So there's always cycles and periods where the twins unite, and so I'm seeing a lot of activity with the twins currently. A lot of karmic situations being released and dissolved and moving forward, and I'm seeing a lot of reconciliations from the past coming through as well. So the way I'm going to do this, I shuffle the cards while I listen to music. So, last time I did a playlist, so I'm still going to do the playlist, and I'm numbering the songs. So right now, before we begin the reading, pick a number between 1 and 13. And all the songs are for all the twin flames. This is a collective twin flame synchronicity reading. So you can pick your life path numbers. You can pick any numbers that resonate for you, your destiny, your life path, your soul number, however you want to do it. Or if maybe you just like the number 13 and you want to pick the number 13. However you want to do it. This is, there's no wrong way to do it. Every song holds meaning, as you will see, because the synchronicities between the songs that came through and the cards were off the chain. I haven't done a reading in a while, and I just forget about the magic, and this reminds me that we are magic. This is my reminder. Sorry, I had to stop the dogs from barking, but so the songs will be listed in the playlist, so you can, I'll link it below. So I'm going to start with the songs first before we move into the cards. The first song that came through was Elvis Presley, Can't Stop Falling in Love with You. So, self-explanatory. And that started at 3:11 p.m. And then at 3:14 p.m., which is P.I., we had Ed Sheeran, I See Fire. That always reminds me of Lord of the Rings. But I see it as transformation. Whenever I see fire, to me it's transformation. It's passion. Some people that are into astrology would see fire signs. Moving on to the third song, which was Little Mary by Los Delarians, which is interesting because I have Virgin Mary on my little flower, my little rose. So number 4 was Holding Back the Years by Simply Red. And, anytime I see red, it's well, we see red, right? We think red, anger. But I also see fear, holding on. And I'm also seeing fear of not reuniting with your twin. Maybe fear of missing out on something, fear of missing out. I think that's what I was getting the message with that was. And sorry about my finger, I got a boo-boo. Trying to clean my smoothie blender. Those blades are sharp. So Holding Back the Year by Simply Red. Holding on to faith that you will be together, Number 5 is Karma Police by Radiohead. And I like the lyrics. Or it's arrest this man, he talks in math, which is interesting because as we begin to ascend, we begin to talk in numbers because of synchronicities. We get into numerology, but we eventually transcend that. But I still use it as a tool to guide people out of the matrix, so to speak, right? Because in order to get out, you have to understand what's happening. And it's a lot of coding, I guess you would say, which is interesting because it came through in another song that's going to come up. But, and it talks about we thought we lost ourselves, and it's going through that dark night of the soul. Like, who are we? Who are we becoming? We thought our lost ourselves. And it's also about experiencing karma. A lot of you are experiencing karma from the past. You're experiencing things again that you didn't, that maybe you past life stuff, or maybe even in this life, little things, if you lied to others, maybe you're experiencing somebody lying to you. If you were manipulative, maybe somebody's manipulating you. If you were controlling, maybe somebody's controlling you. And once you realize what's happening, it's easier to just break the karmic cycle, right? Like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, and I own up to it, and I got it, and I let it go. I let it go. And that's the key with the karma stuff, is what you acknowledge when it's coming through, like an aha moment, like, oh, okay, I get it. I get why that happened. I get it. Okay, moving on. And it's that easy. It's as easy as a little game. So when these repetitive thought patterns of things keep popping up again, these karmic thought patterns, learn from it. Learn from it and don't repeat the same pattern again. Break the cycle. Don't repeat the cycle. That's the message that I'm getting with Karma Police by Radiohead. And I'm also seeing radios. So, radios, boomboxes, sound systems, stereos, however, I'm seeing that. Because 010, I'm going to go back to the Matrix, is a program, right? Program of numbers. I don't know, that was in my notes. I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned it. So 010, whenever you start seeing numbers, it's coding. Okay, moving on to the next one. And it's interesting, I'll get to that, but it really wants the baggage to be gone. Wants you to let go of baggage, let go of karmic baggage. And the card that came through when I was doing that card was, or that song was, listening to that song was 17, which is the twin flame number, baggage be gone. So we got to let go of baggage before we can keep going. Because imagine, I had a dream once, so no imagining, I'm going to tell you a story. I had a dream once that I was trying to fly, and I could fly. I was about to leave this dimension, and I was going to fly out of here, and my little sister was there, and they said, she can't go with you because her backpack's too heavy. And I'm trying to tell her, let go of the baggage, and she's like, no, I got all my stuff in there, I can't, just let it go. And I just had to leave her because she couldn't, I had to go to where I was going because I could no longer stay at that frequency anymore. I was vibrating too high, and I was flying up too high, so I had to leave her there. But I would still watch over her, And so that's kind of what this is telling you. It's like sometimes you have to let go of the baggage and to make room for other things to float, to fly. I'm reminded of the Aliyah plane that went down. It went down because it had a lot of baggage. So take the baggage out. Okay, moving on. Number 6, Prince, The Beautiful Ones. And that's about choices and deciding, do you want a soulmate or do you want your twin? But it's also about limited belief systems. The song talks about the beautiful ones, they always hurt you. And that's a limited belief system that a lot of people carry, that just because a person looks a certain way, that they may be a certain way, or you're going to get your feelings hurt or whatever. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. So this is telling you to let go of all the limited belief systems of the things. I shouldn't date that person because blah, blah, blah. You're limiting yourself now, right? Because that person could be the person, but fear kept you from them. And everything you want is on the other side of fear. So let go of the idea that because a person is of a different social circle or a different whatever, that you can't date them, or that you can't have a connection with them or a relationship with them. Trust me, twin flames come from all walks of life. They come from here and here. They come from 2 different worlds. It does not matter in the twin flame connection. The connection is the connection, because we transcend this this thing that a person has to be a certain way in order for us to communicate or connect with. It's an unconditional love. Okay, so and it talks about envisioning and manifesting, and the unicorn card came through with that one as well. And what are unicorns? Like, you want that unicorn, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that thing on YouTube, and it's the unicorn ratio scale, of relationships, and there's the unicorn, and nobody ever can find the unicorn because she doesn't exist. Well, the person does exist. We manifest that person, because I was also getting the message of manifesting. So that's number 6, Prince. And that's also another song about choices in a way. And it's like, do you want him or do you want me? 'Cause I want you. So it's like deciding, what do we want? Do we want to grow and be comfortable, or do we want to expand? Because sometimes we get in relationships and there's no more growing, there's no more connecting. That's as far as we can go in this relationship, and sometimes that's great. Like we've reached our plateau and that's our apex, and we are good. But we're still learning and growing together. It's when one stops learning and one stops growing and the other one continues. They're growing apart, right? But the attachment to them, we don't want to let them go. So this is saying, really think about the pros and the cons of the relationships that you are in. And karmic relationships can be anything from family to friendships to love relationships. It doesn't just mean a karmic like girlfriend, boyfriend. It could be, karmic wife, husband. It could be anything. A karmic relationship is a relation that you have with another person. It could be anybody. It could be your dog. You have an asshole dog. Well, it's limiting you from doing things. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So, okay, moving on to number 7. And actually, I wanted to see something real quick. Yeah, so listen to your true feelings. That was the message. So, number 7, Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams. And that is from the movie Robin Hood. So, search your heart, search your soul, and you'll find me there. When you find me in your heart and in your soul, you'll search no more. That's the realizing that your twin is inside you all the time, all along. They've been in you all along. They've been sending you messages all along. You just weren't able to be receptive to them. This twin flame love is a love that's worth dying for, because the love transforms you, And yeah, it's just beautiful. I love that song. Give to the rich, steal from the rich, give to the poor was the Robin Hood thing. And I'm not much for that. Everybody should have their own money, do whatever you want with your own money. But, people should help each other out. Community, that's what's lacking. But everything they do it for you. If you are their twin, they're doing it for themselves. So, when you heal, they heal. When you learn, they learn. When you grow, they grow. When you're following your passions, they're following your passions. When you're of service, they're of service. Okay? So, moving on to number 8. Perfect One by Lit. So, the number 1, Perfect One, by the band Lit. And, the card that was coming through with that was 6 of Cups. And that's all about tapping into childhood, And I literally started crying when that song started, and I pulled that card. I got extreme chills, and I started crying, because it was reminding me that when you're a kid, you're this perfect little bundle of love and joy and compassion, the perfect one. You are all perfect, and you forget. And I love that Lit song. It's one of my favorite Lit songs. And, you have to hear the lyrics. I was going to start singing them, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to stop there. But yeah, okay. So the next song is number 9. Missing Everything But the Girl is the band. And it's like, step off the train, walking down your street again. And so with that's revisiting things, right? Missing these people in your lives, like wanting to reconnect with them. So now the songs start going into this, right? The songs start going into reconnecting with those from the past, reconciliation, letting go of things. And the song's like missing you like the desert misses the rain. So stepping off the train. So I'm seeing deserts, but I'm seeing a train, which is interesting because the train came through in here. Train. And train has been coming up a lot in my readings. Whether it's a song or whatever, that the imagery of a train has been coming up a lot. Whatever that means to somebody. I'm also seeing those trains that go along the ocean. Like, I forgot what they're called. Sea liners or something like that. But I'm seeing that. And yeah, so number 10, Whitesnake, Here I Go Again. So what? Oh, here we go again, replaying the past. Here I go again on my own. So what's interesting is the card that had popped up when I was shuffling for that one was Ghosts of the Past returning. So here I go again, going back to the past. So what do we do when we go through the ascension process? Everybody thinks it's just up, up, up. No. It's actually going back down and then going back up. So it's like a rubber band. We pull it back to propel it forward. So when the rubber band snaps, we let go of the rubber band, it snaps and propels forward like a slingshot, right? We got to propel it back, and like an arrow. We're going to use the arrow because archery has been popping up a lot. So like the archery, he's got his bow and arrow, and he's got to propel it back, and then he's got to release it to let it propel forward. So what do? In many cases, we are going back in time to the places and memories and people that really held our heart. Loving moments, replaying loving moments, because so what happens when you die? You only take the love with you. So what happens when you ascend? You take the love with you, and you start thinking about all those loving moments that you had with people, and the awesome conversations, and the connections, the strong connections. And this is not saying that we can't go back and revisit them. We definitely can. Sometimes we go back and reconnect with people because now we're on a similar frequency that we weren't on before, right? So now we're able to communicate like we weren't able to before. But sometimes it's revisiting to go back to realize that it's time to let go. So it's okay to revisit, but you have to know when to let go is the thing. There's that old meme that goes around where they're holding on to a rope because it's like, but I want to hold on because I love this, I love it. But if they're not reciprocating that love, you're only hurting yourself. You're cutting off the circulation to your wrist, and it's like, so just let it go. Let it go. You could still love them, from afar. Okay. Moving on. That was a long one. That was number 10. So number 11, Turn Off the Light by Nelly Furtado. Follow me, down, 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 till you see all my dreams. So it's getting lonely, and should I lick my wounds or, say woe is me instead? There's an aching inside my head telling me I'm better off alone. And it's like, almost going into the dark night of the soul. As you propel yourself backwards, and the deeper you go into your past, into your memories, into healing, it gets lonely and it gets sad. And the more you ascend, you lose people out of your life that you thought would always be there because you're no longer on the same frequency anymore. There's a thing on my Instagram. It's the dragonfly, the water bugs and the dragonflies, and how they come to be. They want to. When they're water bugs in the water, all their friends are discussing, whoa, what happened to so-and-so? They just disappeared. And everybody says, well, I'll never do that. And they're like, well, if one of us does, we're going to make a pact. If one of us does, we'll come back. We'll come back and tell the other ones what happened. So everybody makes this pact. And then when they leave, the water bug ascends to beyond the water, to air. It can't come back down to the water. It just hits resistance. It's no longer allowed in that realm anymore. So it can't come back to tell the others what it is. It has ascended. And this is what happens. It's like there's a disconnect now, and there's a lot of people that I still stay in contact with via social media that I just watch from wherever I'm at. But I no longer communicate with them because it's a disconnect. So it's okay to let people go. It is okay to let people go. Turn off your light for certain people as well. As you ascend, your light is so bright, it's like a moth to a flame. Burned by the fire. That's the way love goes. But it is, and a lot of people are attracted. A lot of dark energy is attracted to the light. So, for different reasons. Some they want to learn how to be that light, and some they just want to piggyback off your light. So you have to be very careful. So know when to. I'm not saying turn off your light, but. Like when the trick-or-treaters, you're all out of candy, ain't got nothing to give you, turn off the light. Okay, so moving on. Number 12, Earned It by The Weeknd. And it says, you make it look like magic. And what's interesting is the card that came through while I was doing that one was the Magician card. Beautiful synchronicity for this one. And it says, they want to care for you. You're perfect. You're worth it. You deserve it. So you deserve everything. You deserve all the good things. And so don't beat yourself up thinking you don't deserve a great love. You don't deserve this kind of twin flame love. We have to realize our worth. We are worth so much more than we give ourselves credit for. You deserve it. You earned it. All the abundance from the universe. You deserve it. If you don't feel worthy enough for a beautiful relationship, for a beautiful man, a beautiful woman, or a beautiful whatever it is that you're, whatever you want, a beautiful, amazing career, or, this kind of work, or a healing, if you feel you're not worthy of it, it really puts you in a little conundrum. So you have to realize you are worthy of these things. I'm worthy of a fucking amazing love. I'm sorry, I got so excited there. I'm worthy of so much. Yeah. So the next one, remember guys, you're perfect. And guess what? The song for, which one was it? Number 8. So this is 12, yes, but the song for number 8 was the perfect one. So that's a theme here. Your twin flame wants you to know you're perfect. There's nothing you need to do to change, but just be you. Keep doing you. You are perfect. It's like you're a dream come true. Like, geez Louise. Okay. And then finally, the last one. I love this song. Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. And of course, I don't want the world to see me because I don't think that they'll understand. That's how we feel a lot of the times, that a lot of people, maybe we hide behind the computer screen and we keep our Instagrams and all these things private, because we don't want people to see us. Whether we don't distrust people and their intentions or whatever, you gotta let all that go. It does not matter in the grand scheme of life. It really doesn't. I used to have my Instagrams and all that private for years. And then one day it said, no, you can't hide. You can't inspire people if you just stay hidden. You have to be seen. And so that's how I started all this stuff. As soon as I created my channel, all my stuff went public, and here I am. But, and I like at the end of the song, he says, I want you to know who I am. I want you to know, to quit second guessing it, to quit wondering, pondering. You know who it is. And you keep asking your cards and asking your things. But this is the thing, only to be totally certain, you would have to communicate with your twin, right? And in a lot of cases, you can't communicate with their twin. A lot of the cases, like how I was saying, the Instagram private type of thing, or you don't have any information that would get you to be able to. All you have is telepathy. And so that's what a lot of twins do. They communicate telepathically because they really don't know how they would even find each other or communicate with each other. So continue feeling them. Continue with the telepathy until you're able to communicate some way in person. One of you has to be brave to reach out to the other. And if you have no way to be reached out to, then all you have is telepathy, right? But Iris, I love that. And I love the flower, Iris. It's beautiful. And Goo Goo Dolls. Dolly. Google Dolly. Okay. And I love that the song the card that came out when I was doing that one was the Wahine from Hawaii, which is the queen, the divine feminine. And the number was 43, which is love you. 4-3. 3-4, 4-3. Okay, so we are done with part 1. Now we are moving on to part 2. Okay? All right, so first card. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So when we focus on ourselves, loving ourselves, healing ourselves, being compassionate with ourselves. I went through a tremendous dark night of the soul this month, and I really had to push through. Like this, it was like cloudy. I can barely see my light with all this cloud. But I reached out for help and communicated this to people, and they prayed with me. And here I am doing a video for you guys. So, you know, prayer works. Reaching out to others works. This is how we do it, guys. I'm so grateful to have people that care. And we all have somebody that cares. So don't be afraid to reach out. You know, even if it's just an 800 number because you don't want to feel like a burden to your family. You know, there's a suicide prevention hotline. There's all these different things to help us through. I literally felt, to be completely honest, I was thinking of ways to make my suicide look like an accident so I wouldn't hurt the people that I love by committing suicide. This is the type of things that, you know, that darkness, it's like, I had to fight through it. I had to pray to get myself through that. I knew that it was more of a like psychic attack, I guess you would say, like this repeating pattern. But I got through it. And I know a lot of people, when they go through the dark night of the soul, they don't get through it. So if you're ever feeling this, reach out to anybody that, you know, I will put resources in the links below. So a lot of the twins were going through this dark night. And it's hard to see the lens through love, but like Mr. Rogers said, focus on the helpers, okay? Focus on the helpers. And I'm seeing these pastel watercolors. This is beautiful. Look at these like beautiful pastel-y watercolors. I want to take up watercolor painting. I've been wanting to for a while, but that looks absolutely beautiful colors. Okay. And the intuition. So, okay. Here's another one, reaching out. There it is. Again, even though, you know, we're ignoring that for a second, but see how in this card, you know, the darkness, it's night, and now here's the sun coming through and reaching out his hand. Like, help me out of this darkness. I'm over here in the dark. Help me out. And your twin flame helped you out as well. They sent you a lot of positive energy. They felt it. They felt this this energy, this sadness, this whatever you were feeling. In the 5D, they helped guide you out, guide you through. I love this, the light reaching out. So I'm seeing a hand like reaching out, whether it's like when you shake somebody's hand, like just reaching out for somebody's hand, reaching out. Okay, moving on. So, oops, my little card fell. Interesting. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So let go of the control issues. But it was upside down, so you're letting this control. I think before you had a lot of control and you were really trying to control the issue, whether it's like constant manifestation, constant, you know, it has to be natural. Just let it come to you. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. It'll happen naturally. It'll happen naturally. And I'm seeing this thing that she's carrying. It almost reminds me of like, you know, the Egyptian tombs. So some Egyptian stuff as well. So let it unfold naturally. Patience is a virtue a lot of us do not have, but especially me. But I've never been more patient in my life than I am now. Okay, so I'm seeing Larimar. Love this card. It's from the Sea of Cortez. The crystal itself. I actually have it right here. Oops, I don't want to show my funky finger. And it looks like an ink. How I was saying this looks like the Egyptians, you know, when they put the Egyptian, how am I spacing out on the word? When they put their organs in the thing, the container, I forgot what it's called. But anyways, it looks like the ink. Right there. This is Larimar. It's a great crystal for telepathic communication, for communication in general, but it's water, and it helps to dispel anger, and, you know, helps you with the dark night of the soul. This is a great crystal to help you, calm you. Beautiful. And it's the number 1 and 1. So number 1 again. So you might be seeing 111. 11. Okay. Service. So you guys are being of service to others. You're helping others. And that's sometimes how we help each other, help us. Bleh, I'm getting tongue-tied. That's somehow how we help ourselves, by helping others. Because now we're letting go of the control of ourselves, and let's help somebody else right now, and not focus on us right now, because we've been focusing too much on us. So being of service to others. So you're being of service, whether it's just through a charity or through your artistic talents and your artistic gifts, your intuition. However, you are helping others. You are helping others. Healing, Reiki, whatever. You guys are being of service to others. So gratitude, but it was in reverse. I usually don't read reversals. But for this one, I'm seeing that we almost forgot to be grateful. Like we've been writing our little gratitude journal, and nothing's been. It's like crap just keeps topping on top of each other. I know that I was making a gratitude journal, and I was like, screw this little gratitude journal. I've been doing this for months now, and everything's blah. And it's like, even on your darkest days, you always have to be grateful. You can't just, it's like, you can't just be, there's a Nelly Furtado song where she talks about that I only like God when he's on my side or something like that, I can't even think about it. But it's the point of like, you have to be grateful at all times, even when the chips are down. You have to have faith that things will look up. You can't just throw in the towel, because things will always look up. Like they're looking up right now. Like things are amazing. And they will get dark. And that's just part of it. Learn to ride the wave. And I know it's painful sometimes, but always be grateful. And Hiddenite's a great stone. I think that's next on my list of crystals to get. Speaking of crystals, I did get some amazing new crystals. Ghost crystal, Lodolite, pink aura quartz, another little rose quartz. I think this is Hemi. I think it's Rudal quartz. I just want to say thank you to Crystal Elation for those crystals. I'll be doing a Reiki with those crystals. I think sometime next week when I visit Joshua Tree. So look out for that one. Okay, so here we go. Oh, I love this. So 2 cards of the fire had come through. So 9 of fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. And King of fire. What's interesting is, so I was shuffling another deck, and this just happened to be in the deck that I was shuffling. I guess it must have got misplaced, but I felt that I needed to bring this in. It's got this, the dragon, but it's got these beautiful, like, feathers. They're almost like turquoisey peacock feathers on his head. Time to come out of your shell and show your passionate love, in whatever way, in your creative projects, however you can communicate this love, passion that you have inside of you. Communicate it. Love transforms. People want to hear these amazing love stories of, and these passion stories, and it inspired, love-inspired art. Love-inspired creativity is what I'm getting. Focus, focus, focus also is telepathy to me. So communicate with vision. So focus on the prize. Focus on what you want to manifest. Focus on the telepathy, the remote viewing aspect. So is what I'm getting. So a lot of fire, a lot of passion seen, a lot of dragons. Seeing dragons here. It says Game of Thrones something. A lot of dragon energy. Very cool. And, this goddess here, look at, she's got like, I'm seeing also like is it a staff? This beautiful crystal. That came through in the last, one of the last readings I did. I was talking about the hermit and how he's got this staff with the crystal on it because it's, it's power. But I'm seeing all these little like dragon eggs here. So planting the seeds, watching them grow. Love it. Eggs. Okay. So I'm seeing caught in the ruins, but it's upside down. So the number 16 as well. And this one, it's almost like you felt imprisoned by yourself, by your situation, by everything, by people around you. And now you're coming out of that. You're realizing that it was your own self-imposed mental prison. You have the ability to create and control your situation. Yeah, sometimes, in some situations, we don't have the ability to do what we want to do because it requires the help of others. So sometimes we have to ask for help. And that's another thing. We need to get out of that asking for help. Ask your friends. Ask your friends to help you. I've been getting that a lot. So, yeah. So, prison. Feeling like you're in a prison. Mental prison. It almost reminds me of the elephant. When the elephant is tied to a stake and he thinks that it can't escape because it's tied to the stake, because it's been conditioned since it was a little child to think that it was in prison with the stake, and it can easily just lift its leg and the stake pops off. This is what I'm getting with a lot of you guys. The twin flames are understanding that they have this tremendous power, and they were put into a mental prison that allowed them to believe that they were not as powerful as they are, and they're realizing it. And it's the number 7, which is spirituality. They're meditating, they're coming out of body. A lot of them feel that their body is their prison. A lot of fibromyalgia or pain or migraines or headaches. And so it's like coming out, floating out of there, You could easily just jump out of there. It's their own self-imposed prison. It's kind of like what the Dark Night of the Soul feels. It's like you feel imprisoned in your own world. Okay. And I love that these were the Manifest Create cards, and here we go again. Here we go again on our own. He's got a Was scepter in his hand. He's got, the Merkabah here, and it almost reminds me of aliens being beamed up, right? Like zoop. But I'm seeing the cobra on his head. It reminds me of Cobra Kai. He's got all these copper bands, to conduct. And this is copper as well. It looks like it's copper. It doesn't look like gold to me. It could be gold. What is the gold? It protects you from extreme temperatures. So I'm seeing that a lot of these like spaceships probably have a lot of them have a lot of gold element to be able to get through the ionosphere. So yeah, and intend and create. So this is the divine masculine. So a lot of you are tapping into your divine masculine energy. That the will to move forward, you pulled through. That solar plexus was blocked, and I'm feeling that energy just coming through back to the heart again. Like, oh, that was a doozy. Yeah, so sacred geometry. I'm seeing sacred geometry. See how he's got his hand out, and it looks like his hand has the shadow of a wing. So I'm seeing also shape-shifting, shapeshifter energy. So you're seeing a lot of birds. You're tapping into that bird energy, the all-seeing, like, bird's eye view. Okay. Moving on to this popped out. This actually popped out below it, and I had to bring it because this card has been popping up in pretty much all my twin flame readings. The Heart Guardian with the middle finger ring, and the rose, protecting the Holy Grail, the rose. Love and let yourself be loved. Quit guarding your heart like it's, geez Louise, you've come here to feel, didn't you? No, don't you touch my heart. I don't want it broken. So you can't even enjoy it because you're constantly guarding it. It's like, how are you ever going to experience what we came here to experience? The joy, the sunshine, the pain in it. All of it. How are you going to experience it if you keep closing your heart and guarding it? Yes, we treasure it because it's bronze. It's like, look at my bronze. It's a treasure. So, let people enjoy the bronze-hearted treasure and quit saying F you to love. It's time to open your heart and love again. Fly. It's time to fly. Let yourself love and be loved. So, here we go. Complacency. She's got a ticket. Ticket was cut in half. And so, I don't know if it's like a ticket stub or a movie ticket stub. But I've seen a lot of snow, a lot of cold. Maybe she thought it should be summer already. We're coming close to summer. Why is it still snowing? It's kind of the energy I'm getting. But not realizing that we're all these individual snowflakes. And I actually wanted to read that one because it was just a quick little synapse. But I feel like it'll resonate with some of you. Complacency, crimson dreams, so red, fear. That popped up in Simply Red for song number 4. Simply Red. That fear, holding on to pain and grief. But, life force energy must be taken seriously. Are you standing tall in your own dreams or trying to build on someone else's? Sadness and an inability to disassociate from a lost dream can show up here. It is time to walk away from anything that does not deeply resonate with you. Release and be free. Yes, your life force energy, guys. As our Kundalini energy starts coming up, We may feel, this is going to be a little harsh for some who are not very sexual in a way, right? There's some people that get uncomfortable with sex talk, but the Kundalini energy comes through the root, and it has to move past the solar plexus to to get up to the crown, right? It's got to move up there. And a lot of people, they start feeling the tingling sensation of the root, and it's almost a feeling of like, I need to masturbate right now to get rid of this energy, because it's very uncomfortable for a lot of people. So this is saying, don't do that. Let the energy move up. Let the energy at least move past your heart. We want to get that energy flow. We want to unblock things, So, yeah, sex is great, but don't squander your energy, your life force energy. A great stone for that would be serpentine. So if you can find serpentine anywhere, it helps with the uncomfortableness of the Kundalini energy moving up, the Kundalini awakening. This will help you with that. Okay, moving on. Ta-da! Frog. Of course Froggy came through. I love this Froggy style. I drew this little guy. It was one of my first ever paintings that I did with my friend Lucia. And it was not the best painting ever, but it was cute. And 29 is 11. So once again, a lot of 11, 11, 111. New beginnings, letting go of the old to create the new world. So we're letting go of the old world to start creating the new world. And this is talking about letting go, detoxing, and cleansing. So not just cleansing of your body and your space, but your home and people and relationships and things. And that has been a theme throughout the whole reading, through all the songs. Letting go of things that no longer serve your highest good. Relationships that no longer serve your highest good. Items and things in your house that no longer bring you joy. What's that Maria Kondo show? Does this spark joy? No, let it go. That goes with everything in your life. But sometimes even things that spark joy, let them go too. It depends, you got to make room for new stuff. The crown chakra will not. See, he's got like this little bluish crown chakra. We want that to light up, right? So you got to let go of attachments to things. But I have a feeling you guys have all been seeing a lot of frogs everywhere as well. So a lot of froggies and a lot of whales. So a lot of water stuff. Infinite supply, Sedna. You are supplied for today and all your tomorrow. So this is telling me, I'm also seeing these little tiny flowers as well. This has been another theme that's saying you are supplied for. The earth is infinite. You can easily manifest what you want. I know it's difficult. I'm still trying to do that. I'm still trying to master that. I used to be really freaking good at it. But people come into your life and they start dimming your I don't want to blame other people. I let people dim my light. I allowed it. But I'm getting back up again. I'm like Rocky. Coming back up. Eye of the Tiger style. Okay, so Sedna, infinite supply. You are already supplied. So I'm seeing that you're seeing a lot of whales. And I also recommend a lot of whale meditation videos. It's very healing on a cellular level. I can't even tell you. The first time I did a whale meditation, like with whale sounds, I was crying like I hadn't cried in a long time. I was crying like that the other night after I did a 528 frequency binaural beat meditation. I was like just cleansing, like crying like I hadn't cried in so long. But yeah. She's beautiful. She reminds me, it reminds me of the Sade video. This is no ordinary love. I suggest looking that up because it's a beautiful video, but she's like this beautiful mermaid. Okay, and I love this 17, the twin flame number. So I love that came through. Baggage be gone. So we already discussed this, guys. Everybody's got to, let go of their baggage. It's time. Where in the heck did this little book go? Hold on, guys. And I'm seeing the crown chakra and the third eye, and I'm seeing a little bit of solar plexus and sacral chakra activity going on. So a lot of headaches, but a lot of stomach indigestion problems as well. Almost a feeling of feeling crazy as well, because as our third eye starts to open, everything starts feeling a little crazy. You almost start thinking, am I losing my mind? You almost start feeling schizophrenic. So I'm feeling like a little schizophrenic. So aren't you tired of being stooped over from all that emotional baggage? The thing is, it all happened yesterday. This is now. And with one flick of your powerful, energetic finger, you can send that old has-been baggage overboard into the drink. It is high time to fly free. Let go, my friend. OMG. Okay, so let me just do a couple things here. Overboard. So I'm seeing water again. Sedna, ship. So I'm seeing ocean. So I'm seeing that you need to be around water. Okay, so water, 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 guys. Or drink lots of water too. But I'm also seeing ayahuasca. I'm seeing it. I've been seeing it. I thought it was just calling me, but now it's coming through in the reading. So I'm seeing that coming through as well. Combo. It's detoxing of the gut, detoxing of everything, purging. There are a lot of retreats in the US if you cannot go to Peru. I highly suggest it. A lot of them are donation based. So if you don't have the money, they can help you out with donation based. But it's almost clearing the baggage. This is not just a baggage, and I'm seeing not just baggage from here, it's baggage, ancestral baggage. I literally was just talking to my friend the other day about this, and this is coming through again. So this is a collective thing, twin flame energy. Ayahuasca. Okay, I said it. Moving on. Honesty. But it was reversed. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Now, where are you not being honest? Right? Or where are others not being honest? This is talking about on this journey, we have to have integrity and be authentic. Or how are you manipulating people? How are you, lying to yourself or others? Being inauthentic or, whatever. The key is to always be honest. And I actually wasn't going to read that one, but, you know me. When I'm guided, I'm guided. It'll just be a quick one. If I could find the book. Crying out, criminy. Honesty. So I'm just going to say this. As you begin to open your third eye, as you begin to become telepathic, you start to see through people's lies and bullshit. Now, somebody was giving me crap the other day because they're like, let people lie. You don't let people lie because, that's not an authentic friendship. It's like, that's their business. I have nothing to do with when I'm catching somebody in a lie. Yeah, I distance myself from them, but that's not my karma. That's theirs. Who am I to tell them that they can't, if I went around calling everybody out on their lies, like this person wanted me to do, I would be, well, I already am, pretty much a hermit, right? Because it's like, nobody wants to be called out on their lies. Nobody, and that's not my place. They know, and when they begin to awaken, they will realize their lies. So, honesty is the best policy. Being truthful with others is a slippery business. You are expected to tell and expect to be told white lies. No one wants their feelings hurt, but sometimes strong dose of reality is needed. No one can tell you definitively in what circumstances an untruth would be better, but honesty is usually the best policy. You and only you know in your heart when the right time is to be totally honest. Yes, so there's a right time to be honest, and that's always, but I'm talking about like other people, that's none of your business. The only time you must be absolutely truthful is when you are addressing yourself. You must at all times present yourself authentically to those around you. Only by being yourself do you draw in people and circumstances that you most need to learn from. So honesty, man. Honesty is the best policy. That's it. If my close friends lie to me about something, I distance myself from people. It's like, well, I don't want to be around that. And I have distanced myself around a bunch of people from a bunch of people. So it's okay to distance yourself. It's okay to let go of the baggage. Okay, so the next one is the train. I have no idea why the train keeps popping up. What am I thinking of? Like Thomas the Train? I don't know. But the train has been popping up a lot. Train tracks, transportation, long black train, brown train. I don't know. There's a song called The Long Black Train. I think it's like a gospel hymn. Long black train. But the train has, sometimes we feel like we maybe got off track. And now it's like, now we want to get back on track. And I'm seeing this, like the train has a star on the front of it. We are all stars, guys. We are illuminating the light in the night and helping people find their way home. Because that's what the night does, right? Our ancestors have been using the stars to navigate and guide. And so that's what we do. Shine your bright light. Be one of those stars that guides people home. I don't know why that came through on train, but I'm seeing a train. I'm seeing a bridge. So there's a bridge right behind it. So we are the bridge to help others to cross over. We are the bridge. Okay. Moving on. And there was a lot of train references in the songs as well, if you go back and reread those. Turn off the light. No. Which one was it? Oh, yeah. Missing by Everything But the Girl. And there was another one, but I don't remember. Anyway. So, here we go. Listen to your true feelings. Don't let others talk you into doing something that you know is wrong. So, everybody wants to put their 2 cents of what they think. And I'm seeing vines here again. So there's that ayahuasca again. Everybody wants to tell you how to live your life. And it's your life. It's not theirs. I know that when I was on the East Coast, the advice I got compared to what I get on the West Coast was much more fear-based. Much more old-fashioned thinking. And it's like that's not the type of energy I want to be in anymore in this life, right? So don't listen to others unless you resonate with what they're saying. If it's something that totally doesn't resonate for you, why are you going to listen to them? Always follow your intuition and your instincts and your heart. Listen to your true feelings. It's going to guide you. It's going to lead the way. Okay? And follow the synchronicities. Follow the signs. So the next one is synchronicity. 87, 78, 87. So I'm seeing once again the Merkaba that came through. Well, you guys know it came through earlier. I think it was in the Divine Masculine card, the Egyptian one. And here it is again. So the light body, we are awakening our light body. We are astral traveling. We are lucid dreaming. We are, navigating through dimensions of time and space. A lot of it in our sleep. We don't realize when we wake up that everything has shifted a millisecond when we've done that. Everything's shifted. We'll notice little things. It's almost like the Mandela effect. Like, wait a minute, I remember the Berenstain Bears were the Berenstain Bears. Not the Berenstain Bears. So things like that. Little things start changing and shifting as you are raising that frequency, raising that vibration. It's almost like time traveling in a sense, but time doesn't exist. So everything is now. You change everything. So you evolve. Synchronicity. And this is, I'd like to thank Rochelle for these cards. I got these amazing cards. This is my first time using them. So the numerology cards, I've been so excited to have these cards for a while. So I'm stoked. And so I wanted to read what it says about 87 because I haven't really got, I have to eventually do a reading with these. So I'll probably do a numerology reading with these soon. But this card indicates a need to have faith in the universal order of events. Even in the midst of hopelessness and uncertainty, there is no such thing as an accident or a coincidence in the universe. And the perfect people and opportunities will appear miraculously when least expected. Even when you can't logically comprehend how your dreams could possibly come true, you must trust in the magical power of synchronicity to deliver what you need. Yes, I've been saying that. Remember, it isn't your job to know how things will unfold. It is simply your job to believe and know that it will unfold and that all is well. The hows, whens, and whos lie in the hands of the divine, but once you surrender to the outcome, you are shown the next logical step. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging you to trust in the power of synchronicity by living in consistent alignment with Source. Through positive thoughts, emotions, and prayers, you will automatically attract miraculous synchronicities into your life. Yes, and it's on page 111, guys. So 111 has been a theme here. So you are seeing 111. You're seeing the synchronicities. You're seeing this star, Merkaba, stars everywhere. Okay, And then we got this lovely Six of Cups, which is a great card to get. Fond memories of the past, childhood, tapping into our childhood, tapping into our childlike nature, our inner child, playing. Play. You've been getting play. But I'm also seeing this like tree, right? Look at his rainbow. The roots are like the rainbow and it's like shadow up here. You know, so it's like, you know, as above, so below. As you ascend in frequency, I've said this before, your roots must touch hell in order for them to reach heaven. So the more that you are trying to awaken your third eye, your crown, and up, you have to also ground. It has to be balanced. If you're working too much over here and you're not focusing on you're pruning too much of the tree, but you're not focusing on watering the freaking roots, that thing's gonna die. So you have to work on both. Balance. See how like it's all the colors of the rainbow? Balance. But this is telling me that a lot of you are getting memories about your childhood, something about your childhood. So it's saying be playful, tap into that playful energy. So reconnecting, reconciling with people, you know, reconnecting with old friends, but people that are now, you know, maybe weren't on your frequency before that are on your frequency now. That came through in the earlier message. Okay, duality. I love this. So this card, I love this card because all the circles, but it's got the octahedron, and it's got the circles. Look at all these circles. Lots of circles. Like these are like all the completed cycles, the completed circles that we've done, you know. But duality. So this is about balance. This is about embracing the dark and the light within you. This is what this is about. So you're realizing that there is both, you know, and some people are not balanced. Some people are, you know, they just strictly dark. And some people are, you know, strictly trying to be light, which is a hard thing to do sometimes. It's not natural. It's not natural to be either or. So balance is key. And I actually wanted to read this duality. And I put a little black kunzite in there. The energy of duality helps you feel at peace with your own inner duality. It helps you live in balance, in oneness and harmony, so that you may continue your path in a cosmic consciousness. It helps you discover life through enjoyment and play. So this is also the masculine and feminine energy, balancing it both. You know, both the left and the right side of the brain, balance. Using your logic, but also using your creative side to come up with logical solutions type of thing, right? So you use it together. It's like it's got to work together in unison, okay? But I'm seeing circles. So circles and the square star thing, the octahedron. Okay? Duality. Language of light. Okay, guys, this is a good one. Light language. A lot of you guys have, so I'm seeing the sun. This sun came through over here as well. So a lot of sun. You guys are getting a lot of messages about the sun. This almost reminds me of like the Asian sun, like the flag. Not sure what country. Is it Japan? I don't know. Rising sun. Yeah, it is Japanese. Okay, but look at, there's another little sun in the center. I've been getting that a lot. This little sun in the center. There's another sun coming out of a sun. Or going into the sun. I don't know, but there's two suns. Language of light. Two suns. Two suns of something. And a lot of you have been getting light language. Maybe you think that you're just talking in gibberish, or you talk to gibberish. This is how it starts. Let's say you have a pet, and you start talking gibberish to your pet. It's kind of like that. And a lot of people think they're going crazy when this starts coming. They almost think they're speaking in tongues. But light language could be many things. It could be symbology. It could be sound. It could be color. So light language does not just mean talking in light language gibberish, what some people call gibberish. It's not gibberish. It's their tones and inflections in the voice and sound that create energetic pattern. So that's what light language is. And so symbols as well, they elicit that energy, that pattern. But I actually want to read this one as well. This is from the Mayan Oracle. It is one of my favorite books. Language of light. So it's a gateway, direct access, transmission, feelings, preparation for ascension. So you guys are ascending. You're preparing. Transcendent consciousness. This lens, and it does looks like a lens, like a photographer's lens, right? This lens heralds your approach to an interdimensional gateway. Be watchful. The language of light, the energy of your God self, is assisting you in crafting of your light body. This loving creation occurs through a subtle transmission of energy that can be sensed as pulses of light, color, sound, or heightened vibration. Trust and develop the sacred language. It is encoded in your feelings. You will know when you have been touched by this abstract language, when you have a sudden sense of union, transcendence, or expanded perception. Learn to use your feelings as your spiritual steering mechanism. Let your heart be your compass. Yes, let your heart be the compass. Allow this ancient mode of communication to spark memories of your purpose and destiny. Symbols act as meanings for decoding this abstract language. You do not have to understand symbols. Their meanings affect you on a supraconscious level that permeates all aspects of your being. Rather than relying on meanings fixed in memory, be receptive to your innate responses to symbols and metaphors. Let them ignite your own mythic coding, acting as a rapid transit, like a train, between realities. Colors are also part of this language. Notice and work with colors that strongly attract you. Remember, you are the knower. Fly into the pure state of consciousness where there are no words. Open to receive your native tongue, the galactic language of light. Feel the pulse of reunion, lovingly tendered as a gift of grace. Okay, so let me talk about my first light language experience. The first light language experience came to me in 2000. I think it was around 2000, between 2000 and 2003. But I think it was 2000. I used to write symbols. I didn't know what they meant, but I knew what they made me feel, and I knew that I understood things differently when I would see these symbols. So that was symbology. So it got me into symbology back in that around that time. And the light language speaking aspect came to me in 2017, and I literally thought that it was almost like coming to me so fast, and I thought I was like speaking in tongues. I was like, what is happening? And I kind of got embarrassed about it, so I stopped. I might do a light language video eventually when I'm more comfortable with it. I'm still trying to hone some other stuff, but be open and receptive to it, and don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it. So know that there's other people that are channeling the same type of information, this light. Okay, so next card, Lemurian healing. So you've probably been hearing a lot about Lemurians and Atlantis and stuff. You've been really feeling almost like you're underwater, and you'll probably almost wonder, like, am I underwater? Am I just a drop of water in this ocean? Is that what's going on? Lemurians were fifth-dimensional androgynous beings who loved and wanted to heal Earth. They drew the love of God through the cosmic heart into this planet. Lemurians gathered the divine qualities from our energy fields and that of other stars, adding to this pure source light in order to form healing crystals to help us through the transitions to the new golden age. The Lemurians then placed these healing crystals in Earth to light up the ley lines. Even now, when two or more gather with humility to focus these crystals, powerful healing takes place. And the affirmation is, I send Lemurian healing to Earth. And I actually pulled out Lemurian healing crystal for this. So we can get a little Lemurian energy. I think I will take this with me to Joshua Tree. Okay, so number 6. And then now we're moving to Dynasty of Divine Mother, number 8. So I'm seeing her holding what looks like sage. It almost looks like sage. It could be something else, but to me, I'm going with sage. So I'm getting a lot of purification, a lot of connecting to Mother Earth, doing mudras, meditating. So let me see what Divine Mother has to say about this. And I'm seeing she's sitting on a drum. So it's like a drum on her foot. So drumming. So maybe you've been wanting to attend a drum circle, or you've been into drumming, or you've been drumming yourself, or you like to listen to drums, or drums. And she's there. She's here to help you realize your true nature, you know. Oh, look at this. Enlightenment is a culmination of many small steps, each one as a drop of water, forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, love, and unity within us. An ocean that washes away fear, separation, and scarcity, and bathes us in an abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment within you, beloved. Let it shine each day. What? How is that not awesome? That I was just talking about the drop in the ocean and how we are a drop in this vast ocean. We are the ocean, you know, and this was saying the exact same. So that's a beautiful synchronicity. This whole reading is just one big synchronicity, which I'm very happy because I really needed this. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you just need to be reminded of the magic to get you back on track. Back on track. The train tracks. Okay, guys. So the next one is Ghost of the Past. So I was telling you guys how this came up with the White Snake song. Here I go again. And what's a white snake? It's a, you know, it's an albino snake. Reminds me of Britney Spears when she was at the MTV Awards with her snake. So this is letting go of the past people. You know, the past is returning for a time. So it's also number 6 as well. I think 6 is 6 has been popping up. So we got a lot of 666 here. So 42. We got kyanite here, which is about letting go, and that's a synchronicity. I just happen to have it to use it as a bookmark, and this is about letting go. So if you can find blue kyanite, it is a great for letting go of the past. Blue kyanite. Okay, so you know it says old friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, crushes, places and situations, or reminders of them have come up to remind you of either how far you've come or that there's still work to be done in areas you thought were long settled. We all have life themes and we all have challenges and patterns, but the trick is to move through them quickly and to learn from them permanently. These ghosts with masks are here to show you what or who needs an adjustment in your life, a clearing, where you make peace with people you feel you may have wronged is in order. None of us is perfect. All of us need to forgive and to be forgiven. This is the cause of your indecision you are now facing. The ghosts of the past are haunting you. It's Judgment Day. Ghosts! And this is a new crystal that I just got from Crystal Elation, and it's ghost crystal. So the time for hiding who you are and pretending to be normal and just like everyone else is done. It is now time to embrace it. Yes, I'm embracing it. You guys can embrace it. Let's embrace it together. Let's take off our mask. Everybody else can still be wearing their mask. Who cares? But as long as we took our mask, now you can see who we really are. And I love how she's got the little hair, the little bear buns. Bear buns, I call that bear buns. Because it looks like 2 little bear ears. Yeah, and she's got this beautiful green emerald on her chest and her heart. It's just let your heart, let the heart just lead. Love yourself. You are amazing. Take off your mask. Okay. And I love this because once you take off the mask, the next card is Strange Companions in Stranger Places. I love this. So you're going to start meeting new people now because you're letting go. So once you let go of this past, all of a sudden these new people, it's like now you have room. It's almost like the Maria Kondo show, does it spark joy? Let it go. So what happens is I used to do this thing where if I had too many articles of clothing and I wanted to buy a new article of clothing, it'd have to be 2 or 3 out for one to come in order for me to bring something new into my life. So this is saying, that's what's happening. But I also put a little note on this one because, Snow White, she was asleep for a long time, and she had to be awoken. And I'm gonna say not necessarily Prince Charming, but that twin flame connection awakens us. So I'm feeling that was part of the awakening process. The twin awoke us in a way. We awoke each other. But so did the mushrooms. I'm seeing it's like a lot of people were either considering some of these or have in the past or, is what I'm seeing. But going down the rabbit hole, going down this, how far down the rabbit hole are you going to go? How far? But I'm also seeing the choices, the light and the dark. There's that decision that was coming up earlier. So this is like asking you to, gain wisdom and knowledge however way you want to do that. So many messages that are coming through for this one right now. I'm just like, oh, slow down. The Cheshire Cat, the raccoon with his mask, the doe with her gentleness, you know. But, yeah, the dark and the light coming together, both with their own type of knowledge. She got her knowledge through the shrooms, and she got her wisdom through other ways, through a long sleep and a twin flame awakening. So it doesn't matter how you got your information or knowledge, you know, share it with each other. Share it with each other. However way you got your information, you know, that's okay. It's time to share with each other and come together. It's time for the twin flames to come together, the dark and the light, the left and the right, the, you know, masculine and the feminine, and it's time to come together. So I'm seeing also, you've probably been seeing a lot of Snow White symbolism and a lot of Alice in Wonderland symbolism, wherever, okay? So that's the real message. Masquerade. Okay, so owls. You've been seeing a lot of owls. Dawn, the light after the darkness. So there's the sun again. You know, like, oh, it's almost like vampires, you know, as soon as the sun comes up, they got to go away. The sun brings a new dawn of a new day. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. I can't sing for that. I cannot sing that song. But you guys know what song I'm talking about. So should you receive the Dawn card, you're being reminded that there is always a fresh start and a new beginning to be had. Change is unstoppable, and even the most difficult times will pass, no matter how devastating they may seem. Hope is one of the most powerful motivating forces in the universe, and it's being indicated here. So have faith. A new dawn is coming. Let go of things. A new age. The new beginnings are starting. The 111 energy. And I just posted on my Instagram, when I was going through my dark night of the soul, I went to go meditate by my tree, and I was literally crying and just like, telling it everything, how I was feeling, and, you know, just that I have faith that God's just going to pull me through this. And as soon as I said that, I started singing this song, and, you know, singing helps raise your vibration. So, you know, sing. And as soon as I stop singing, I look up and another song starts playing, and it's called In God's Hands, and it's it's at 111, so it's at 1:11 p.m. And I look up and there's a dragonfly. And it's like, if all those three in synchronicities in one wasn't enough to tell me that everything's going to be okay, then geez Louise, what am I doing here? So I was very thankful for that sign. And that's a reminder to all of us that there is a new dawn, there is a new day, there is a new life for us. And we're feeling good. You guys know that song. I think, oops, my little thing's moving. Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls, or Nicole Key, if you look online, she has a really good cover of that song. Okay, so the next synchronicity is, 2122, so 2122, 3-4, that popped up as well, 4-3, 3-4, I said that earlier. All things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. So faith is key. Faith is key. And look, he's got that staff, the all-knowing staff again, that popped up in an earlier reading. So you have the knowledge and the wisdom of an elder, of a shaman. If you're watching this reading, you are more spiritually evolved than you even know. You have so much in you that you're not sharing with others. It's time to start sharing, and grab people by the hand. This hand holding thing, the shaking of the hand holding, that's popped up a lot. I think this is the third time. So I'm seeing the hands have something to do with the twin flames here. Okay, so then we got the Magician card, and so that's the song, the card that came through when the weekend was coming on, where it says, "You make it look like magic," and you do. You guys all make these synchronicities and all this stuff look like magic. All the things that we're able to do, the manifestations, we make it look like magic. But it really is just tapping into a frequency that we have so much faith and belief in what we are doing. It just makes it come to fruition. So believe strongly in what you want to happen, and just let go of the how and the why, and it will. And it's the number one again. So a lot of ones, 111, that one energy of independence, leadership, new beginnings, originality, creativity. Create your own whatever. But yeah, 22, 21, 22. Master communicator, master teacher. So communicate, teach others what you know, be the magician, lift the veil and show people, look at, this is what's behind the veil. You guys are stuck seeing this blurred vision, but this is what's behind it. And I'm seeing this egg again. The cosmic egg is the connection to source, the awakening, the kundalini reaching the crown and being that oneness with everything and realizing you are all part of this cosmic, beautiful egg. And I'm seeing the fire again. The fire popped up earlier. So a lot of fire, transformation. You guys are transforming. You guys are lifting the veil off of things and seeing things. And I'm seeing a squid here for some reason. So squid, a lot of crustacean. The magician. Being able to manifest. Alchemy. So the alchemist. All right, the Empress. So I'm seeing this again. I've been seeing, it looks like a crosshairs. It looks like a plus sign, addition sign. So I've been seeing that a lot. And it looks, there's a 0 or like a ball there. So it looks like the ink. It looks like, boing. How much of a synchronicity is that? This is Larimar. So it's named after the guy who founded the Sea of Cortez. His daughter's name was Larissa or something, and he found it in the sea, so Larimar. Anyways, okay, that was enough of that. She's got all these beautiful, it looks like watermelons. So watermelons, these stars on her crown, and they're actually roses. She's got roses all over her, and she's got a pearl necklace. So pearls, roses, trees. I'm seeing this wheat, but I'm seeing it as gold. She's got gold at her feet. It's just an egg to me. I'm seeing the egg yolk. You seeing like an egg-shaped, a heart-shaped egg. And here she's got one of those things again. I don't know what it's called, and it's got gold on it. And the sun's shining behind her. And it's like, she's the Empress. So the masculine came through and the Empress came through. So the masculine and the feminine both came through. It was beautiful. And I was going to just give a quick little whoop about the Empress. If I could find the little booklet. Fruitfulness, initiative, action, But the Empress is the queen, To me, she's the goddess. She is the queen. She is the fertility. She's got the egg there. She's got love. She's the Holy Grail. She is everything. And you're embodying this. You're realizing it. But you've probably been seeing that kind of energy, queen energy, Empress energy, a lot everywhere you've been going. And you have this crown of stars. You are lit. The skies are lit for you. Okay, so reconciliation, this card came through, but I'm not looking at reconciliation. I'm seeing because we're reconciling a lot of things from our past. We're letting things go. We don't necessarily have to keep people in our lives, but we're letting it go. We're letting go of the grudges. Like, if somebody ghosted you in the past, I'm getting a lot of ghosting. If they ghosted you, it's not that they just maybe had their own things going on. And not everybody owes you an explanation of why they stopped communicating with you. Sometimes people just have to move on. And sometimes it's for your good, and sometimes it's for their good, or sometimes it's for the good of both. But reconciling. And I'm seeing the bridge, There's not a burned bridge here. We always think we burn bridges, but this is perfectly intact, and we are the bridge. Maybe we help others get to the other side. If we take away the reconciliation, I'm seeing that we help others get to the other side. I always say that I stand like in the center of this bridge, and it's like sometimes I reach over here to grab people, and sometimes I get too deep in the dark, and it's hard for me to get back over here to guide people out. So it's like I always have to remember to stay right center balanced right there. Because if not, I end up too deep over here. And I think that's what happened in this last Dark Night of the Soul that I had. I was trying too hard to help people without, my well-being, taking my well-being into consideration. So maybe that's what's happening here. So, okay, moving on. We are the bridge. We are the bridge, the rainbow bridge. We help people cross over to the other side, coming out of the dark night of the soul. When they're awakening, we help them. It's like, what's that book from Beetlejuice? The Book of the Recently Deceased. This is like that. Like, we help people that are just waking up because they don't know what the heck's going on. And this is we help them. Like, okay, here, take my hand. Let me show you. So, yeah. And then we got Wahini. Love it. She is the queen of Hawaii. She's the Wahine. She's the divine feminine as well, Hawaii. So Hawaii energy was popping up, but I'm seeing higher heart chakra energy. I'm seeing the solar plexus, and I'm seeing, so the lower chakra. So, you know, the energy is moving up. Energy is moving up to the heart, so up to the throat. So the throat chakra, the Larimar energy, it's moving up. It's like I'm seeing fire here again. It almost looks like an elephant trunk coming through though. Compassion. Hula girl. And it's her right hand. She's got her hand up on her hip, and when I dip, you dip, we dip. But she's like pointing this way, and she's pointing right. So, you know, the feminine side of the brain. So it's like we're trying to get away from this masculine energy into the more feminine energy, because we got 2 Empress cards and 1 masculine card. So this is saying, you know, tap more into your feminine energy and to balance. And then the last card, of course, was balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Absolutely. That's how we grow, right? Through challenges. But it's about being open and receptive to the learning and the growing. If you think that you know everything already and nobody can sway you, you know, sway me. Sway me. Change my mind. Cognitive dissonance is a big deal with people. They really don't want their earth shattered. It's like, no, this is what I know. How can you tell me otherwise? But once you awaken, cognitive dissonance goes out the window. And that's when you start feeling like you're going crazy, because it's like, could this be real? Could this be what's really happening in the world? Holy cow. And it's got a lot, you know, it's a lot of sinister stuff that's happening. A lot of manipulation of people's free will and, you know, mind control stuff. And I'm not going to get into that here, but that's why we always have to come from a place of love, because love overpowers everything. Compassion, love, and understanding. You know, balance the left and right brain. Balance your relationships with others, you know. Balance. Don't spend too much time with somebody who drains you. Balance. If you're working too hard, balance. Take a day off. But I can't take a day off. And then the fear starts to set in, and it's like, the universe will support you. Do what's best for you, and the universe will support you. And I love it. And it's got the yin-yang symbol. So you've been seeing balance. And the color blue. And this is a keyhole. So I'm seeing a keyhole. I'm seeing a keyhole, and I'm seeing the color blue. She's blue. And here's the guy here, and here's the balance. It's beautiful. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. This is a fairly long one, so hopefully this will hold you over until I have another one up soon. I might cut this into 2 parts, so this will be part 2. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all of you and all your support, as always. I hope this resonated for you, and thank you so much for supporting me in my journey and just being a part of my family. Thank you for choosing me. I'm grateful. Namaste to all of you. I love you.